Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. If it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, so we do have, I did a quick meditation, and the tarot card that came out is the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is talking about health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. That's what the pentacle energy represents. A big part of that, of course, is money. And so the pentacles are shaped in coin. They represent the element of earth. So it's matters of the earth and matter on the earth. And how do you purchase that? With pentacles. And so this energy is talking about working on something and actually making money. So this is, although the pentacles are about making money, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want to live. So, but this particular card is talking about being focused on making money. And it's the only card in the deck where the person is actually literally making money, pounding out a coin. And the underlying energy, and it could be saying that you just started a project and you have 6 pentacles to go, which, or you've done 6 pentacles and you only have 2 to go. And I feel that this is the energy, the 6 are done and there's only 2 to go here. All right, we have the underlying energy from my oracle, Tales from the Vector. This is courtesy of the intergalactic energy of light, and this represents the Fool in the tarot, similar energy to that, on a new cycle from the 0 point. In my oracle, this is actually one half of another painting. And so there's 2 fools. There's foolhardy and then there's foolish. And foolhardy is anticipating your future, and foolish is when you have expectations, and expectations will always create limitations. And sometimes those expectations can be that you can get away with, breaking laws and all of that sort of energy. And it can be talking about, not doing your best to follow your divine plan, more wanting to take shortcuts and not caring so much about the morality or the ethics of that at times, at its worst, really. And then this energy, when you put the 2 together here, this card sometimes can literally be about making money, like counterfeit or money laundering or, that type of energy. So white collar crime with this foolish card beside it. The crystal here is hematite, and hematite or hematite, some people pronounce it that way, is actually for taking negativity and transmuting it into the light of love. So I thought, hey, that would be a good idea when these 2 cards came out together. We do have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups, I have a feeling this might be a foolish journey for a little bit here, because we have the Page of Cups here. The pages represent information, communication coming in. And quite often this can talk about the energy of someone who is, like, the pages would work for the king and queen. They would be 7 to 14 years of age when they began, depending on how mature they were. And you might think, whoa, that's young. And it is, but back then the lifespan was only about half of what it is now. So they didn't enjoy childhood and adolescence like we think of it. And this would be a real coup for them. Like they're dressed in finery, and they'd be learning the ways of the elite and being educated. It would be a very prestigious for them and their family, and probably a much better job than anyone else around them would have. Highly desired. And there's 4 pages. When they got older, they could be possibly even put up for knighthood if they, could afford their own horse. Each of the 4 pages has their own element, and this is the Page of Cups is about love. And quite often this can be romantic love, but it also could be love of anyone or anything, or even something you love to do or be. So the Page of Cups in context, I'm going to read this as a foolish journey. So I'll give you the good and the bad and the ugly. This is talking about, this in the upright, this card is talking about, the page is, he's aware that there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he's got his eye on this particular fish, and that's the one that he is focused on. There's a lot of focus in this reading. This person's very focused on making money. And the Page of Cups, also the energy can represent something is fishy in your love life, and something stinks. What happens when you leave a fish out of water? It becomes a little smelly. Now the energy here as well, I just want to point out that because of the age, this can represent information that possibly is coming in from when you were at a time when you were in elementary school, high school, maybe just starting out in university or college, or possibly joining the workforce. So this energy could be something to do with that time frame, or someone that you knew from back then, and you might not have seen them in years or whatever, but there is some sort of communication information coming in. This sometimes can represent online dating. In the old days, the only way would be in person, but this energy definitely could be, emails, phone calls, text messages, that type of energy, and online dating in particular. And then we have the Hermit energy. And so the Hermit is talking about when your foundation has been shaken, something has happened that's been really negative, and you're trying to recover from it, and you're shaky and you don't know what to do. So the Hermit isolates himself, and he wants to meditate and pray and ask God for assistance. So the Hermit would climb the mountain and isolate himself at the top, knowing that no one's going to follow him up there. And then when his lantern turned, was full of the light of the North Star energy, which represents your North Node, being on your destined path, and lit up his rod, then he would come down from the mountain and he would take action. And we do have the Six of Pentacles here, and I feel that this Six of Pentacles might be representing, this energy here. So after working on this project, you may have come out of it with 6 Pentacles. This would be like upper middle class energy. And this is talking about he's having the discernment, learning the give and take in life. Like, how much time, money, energy are you going to invest in any particular person or project, and what do you anticipate the return to be? Is it a fair exchange of energy? And so this is talking about having sown seeds, and then this is your harvest, and having some money left over to give to charity. And so this is very generous, and it's talking about he's giving it to this person, but you see, he has the scales of justice over this person's head. And that's because this person has something in his pocket already. And so this is a grifter, and he would rather spend his money and risk his money than risk his own. So he's out there begging as if he doesn't have any. And he has the discernment to say, no way, Jose. He's Spanish. And then we have the Queen of Cups energy. So the Queen of Cups is talking. She's been coming out a lot in the readings. This quite is talking about, a traditional wife, like the, old school wife, when in the days when, it was only one income was required and people could live off that. And so a lot of the wives stayed home, and they made sure they had a beautiful home, and they cooked and they cleaned and they looked after the children themselves. There weren't daycares and that kind of energy. So it's talking about like a traditional marriage. And it also nowadays could be talking about like trad wife energy. And this is talking about, the cup, her cup is like a trophy about her family. This is very maternal energy. She's the most maternal out of all of the queens. And she has a lid on her cup representing that she has like unconditional love for her family and her friends and the community. She's a very kind-hearted soul generally. And this is also talking about someone, sometimes your maternal bloodline. So it could be talking about, your mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. It can talk about, sometimes it's talking about fostering children or adoption, that type of energy, DNA. And the way that they can trace the maternal bloodline all the way back down history is through the mitochondria of the cells. And the mitochondria of your cells is like the battery of your cell. And mother passes that down to her, that energy, that mitochondria, down to her sons and her daughters, but only her daughters can pass that on to their children. And that's why they can go from mother to daughter down the family line and be able to track someone's history way, way back when. And so sometimes this card can be talking about that type of energy, like the Queen of Cups has a kind heart, and she might be someone that would adopt children as well, foster animals, all of that type of energy. Someone that is really kind-hearted. And then we have the energy of the Four of Swords. Now, swords in tarot are representing the element of air. This is about your thoughts, basically. So the swords are mental intelligence and discipline of the mind. And this person, this is a gain. So there's a lot of energy here of needing to stay calm because there's some energy around you that is like not that on the up and up, it feels like. And so this energy is going inside the church or the synagogue or wherever, and there's a stained glass window here, meditating and praying and putting the mind to rest so that you can feel with your heart what are your authentic desires, and ask again for assistance from the Most High. The window here is talking about, on this window is the word Pax, P-A-X, and this means peace of mind. So this is about praying and meditating some more, because maybe you've taken a foolish action and now you're trying to rectify it or something like that. We have sibling rivalry quite often. This can represent that type of energy. So it can also just represent really immature competition. This is the only card in tarot where they actually have adolescents arguing and fighting with each other like this. And so this energy sometimes can represent sibling rivalry, but again, it can be going back to that, the days of when you were younger. And I forgot to mention that this can also represent the energy of people that you look up to as motherly figures. Like, so it could be aunts, it could be female cousins, and sister energy as well. And if you are married, this could sometimes even represent your mother-in-law and her bloodline. So this is talking about immature competition. Immature competition is saying that, think about narcissistic cheerleaders. This is my mean girl card. And so mean girls, they're at a competition, say grade 6 to grade 10, and they really want to win that trophy. They already made the team, and they've proven that they're winners, and they have, they have their... people are looking up to them, and they need to win that trophy. But the problem is there's someone else, another team at the competition, and they're better, and it's clear they're better, and they're like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do, and this is when they will do anything to get that trophy. If they have to cheat, they'll cheat, and if they don't succeed, their mothers will make sure to pull strings behind the scenes to make sure they get that trophy. And this is talking about, like, instead of learning from the competition and being inspired by it, like watching the other team and saying, oh, how are they doing that? Let's watch them. And then let's work on how tight they are. Like they're exactly in sync. Let's watch them and see how they do it. And then when we come out the next competition, we're going to be that much better. And a lot of times people think you have to be like 100% better to be the winner of a competition, but really you only have to be 1% better. And if everybody on the team decides to be at least 1% better, it can have a huge, huge effect on the team. And so this is talking about, you know, as we grow more mature, we realize that the competition really is within ourselves. Like, can you keep your shift together under pressure? And so, like, that's why competition when you're younger, to learn from, is such a valuable thing. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles here. So this is a lot of Pentacles. This is one away from the most that you can have. It's talking about having a really beautiful lifestyle and enjoying that lifestyle a lot. We have, you know, and look at how interesting this is, how we have the 6 Pentacles here. We have the 6 Pentacles here, and we have the 6 Pentacles here. And the energy is talking about, like, this is pre-Empress energy. This is someone who, like, the Empress in Tarot is in the major arcana, and she actually embodies the qualities of all 4 of the queens from the minor arcana rolled into one person. This is someone who's a powerful manifester, so powerful because she has learned her discernment, and she's taken this energy to another level of really understanding how to use that energy of competition and use it in a really good way. And this is talking about the maternal energy also as well coming out, and her being able to be someone that you know, really can handle the money and the finances in the household and do a really, really good job of it. This always reminds me of Nikola Tesla. He would say, if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And we have the 3 in her hand is on the 6, and altogether that's 9 pentacles. And then we have the falcon here, who is talking about having that foresight. So being able to see the big picture and realizing what she needs to do to stay strong, to being able to, she understands that if she doesn't look after her own needs, then she's not going to be able to have any extra to look after anyone else's. And she, like that 6 that were earned here, that they show up here, and she's got, that's what she has her hand on. And I feel like Nikola Tesla was talking about, you know, talking about a ratio. And you notice she has her hand on the 6 here. And this is talking about, you know, enough for her to meet all her financial obligations of her business and her home, and having a little extra in case of emergency, and then having 3 pentacles here representing charity and maybe saving up for a vacation or something, and maybe this one is to invest in something more risky that would really improve her financial portfolio, but she would be if it didn't work out, it wouldn't affect her ability to be able to pay you know, her bills, etc. And so this is talking about having that, having learned a lot from maybe going through some difficult energy here, because there seems to be something going on here. So we're going to keep going here. This is giving her a strong foundation for like a new base to move on into life with. And it's also, sometimes this is considered the marriage card. It doesn't have to be, it can be, it's about commitment, partnerships, and marriage for sure. This is basically saying that you have a strong foundation here to be able to make, you know, to have a down payment for a home. And then also be able to, you still have to make the mortgage payments though. So it's about that responsibility. And also, this is the beginning of fulfillment. When you start getting to this stage and making money, and having this type of lifestyle. You're not just living paycheck to paycheck. Now you have enough to invest in your home. And if this is about marriage, it would be talking about both people saying yes. We don't have a whole lot of that energy in this reading, but I'd say this is more about having a strong foundation here. And then we have going on a new cycle here. So interesting. So, oh, look at that. This is good to see. It's saying that now that you've learned everything you need to about love and money, this is talking over a span of time, doing a lot of inner work. You have now moved out of this foolish energy and you're on a new foolhardy journey now. Isn't that awesome? So you've learned about love. You've learned how to quiet your mind and discipline your mind, and how to, you've mastered the art of give and take so that you can manifest at a high level and know how much to give of yourself and not engage in foolish energy with foolish people. That's really awesome. That's why you have a strong foundation for moving forward. And so we have a brand new cycle here. I like this. This started off kind of like sad, and now it's like, woohoo. We're now on a foolhardy journey. And this is the sun. The sun is white. It's talking about clean slate, moving into this new energy. This is a leap of faith that it's going to be an awesome cycle. And the Fool has a little bit of baggage. That's from learning everything he learned from this cycle here. And he's come out of it, pre-Empress energy. So that's pretty, that's pretty cool. And this is talking, his tattered sleeves are saying, yeah, he went through it a little bit, but he learned a lot. He learned a lot. So this is really good energy. We have a Knight of Swords coming through now. So the Knight of Swords is talking about, he is the knight that is representing the element of air. And so quite often this can be an energy, like you can see he's really like nervous, and he might be running from this energy here, from the old cycle. He might be running from all of this energy from the old cycle and going, whoa, or this could be someone reporting back to someone that you, the Fool, have learned all of this and you're on a new cycle now. And maybe they were, there was some sort of energy that was wanting to take advantage of you being foolish. And now they're going, dang, they're not a fool anymore. Now they're foolhardy. Now what are we going to do? We put all this energy into fooling them, and they're not fooled. They grew from it. They're stronger than they were before when we started. And so this is talking about running away from something, and I feel like it's that old cycle. And this could be your energy as well, saying, I'm never going to be foolish again, because this is sometimes considered like a fool rushing in, someone that can't contain their emotions and behaves more like childish, very spontaneous and not putting much thought into it, and then really regretting it later. So this can be talking about, both ways. It could be someone that was counting on you being foolish, and now they're like, well, now they're not foolish. Now they're foolhardy. And this could be you. Yeah, I learned a lot the hard way. And I'm not going to be easily fooled anymore. See, the Fool, he only has, the Knight of Swords, he only has half the information. We can only see half his sword. And we can't see the point, and maybe he can't see the point of the whole thing himself. He's got this big red flag on the back of his helmet. And, even the sky looks like, like nails on a chalkboard energy. That's the energy I'm picking up. And the horse is like totally stressed out and running against the wind through barren land. The horse represents heartfelt energy and passion. And I feel like this is saying maybe when on the last cycle you were in this foolish energy and maybe hanging out with the wrong crowd, and now you learned a lot and you no more of that. Now you're on a foolhardy journey. But some of the people from the past might be like, damn, like now what are we going to do? We were counting on you being foolish. And so we have this energy of, yeah, and then you, this is confirming again, like that you really were dedicating yourself to getting out of rough water. Rough water in tarot represents like chaotic energy and volatile emotions, and really strengthening your mind, like disciplining your mind so that you weren't all over the place and getting in, loops of energy, of, being stuck in energy because you can't come up with a plan. And this is talking a lot of overthinking and worry and concern and anxiety like this. And quite often this represents, you notice we have an adult and a child here, and there's no baggage at all. And this is talking about doing the inner work that you need to do to heal your inner child so that you can, figure out, okay, what is it that I learned in my childhood that's holding me back from having this that I want? I don't want to make those mistakes again. And I'm going again to commune with God some more. And that's representing this. The conveyor is having to dig very deep into the mud to push that boat off. It's a lot of work to look into your shadow side and be willing to take responsibility for, okay, I could have done this differently and that differently, and from now on I'm going to do it the proper way. And so this is about again, doing the work to make yourself a better version. That's why you're in this energy. And then we have a passion for new discovery. So this is a gift from the universe and the divine. It's talking about having the passion to move forward now and have like a real beautiful life, like have that ease in life by doing things the right way and being able to be in this calm energy, and this energy, this is like powerful energy right here on this new cycle. And then we have a King of Wands here. Now the King of Wands is sitting on in between this energy as well. So now we have new passion coming in, and that definitely would describe the King of Wands energy. Of the four kings, he's the sexiest, and he is also considered to be very visionary. He's very charismatic, and there could be a lot of competition for him, particularly when he's younger. He's a catch, because he's so much fun to be with, and he has a forward-thinking, optimistic point of view of life, so he's fun to be around. And the thing, though, that you have to know about the King of Wands, this could even be your energy. You might be the King of Wands and saying, look how foolish I was when I was younger, but I'm learning, to contain myself a little bit better now. Or this could be your energy and you're not the King of Wands. You might even be this energy, and you're saying that you're not dating people that are, like this isn't what you're interested in anymore. The King of Wands energy, he's a fire sign. That would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And so on the back of his throne here, he has the salamanders chasing their tail and the lion, and that's representing protection from fire. And I noticed a while back that there's like a face on the back of his throne here. And it's two eyes and a mustache with the smoke coming out. And that could just mean he's smoking hot, because he is. But it also can be talking about, the King of Wands, all of the kings, the fire energy, are kind of the last to settle down. They have a tendency, like his love of being a visionary individual, tackling new projects, that type of energy, quite often does bleed into his romantic life. So he takes longer to settle down and mature. The fire signs really hang on to their independence, and they put a high value on their freedom. So they're kind of the last to settle down. It's not saying that they don't, but they might, in their younger years in particular, they could be out and about quite a bit. And so this sometimes could be saying, if there's smoke, there's fire. But I feel, what I'm picking up in energy is that if you're not the King of Wands, and this is the energy coming in with this new passion in your life, that this is your energy here. I feel this is your energy here, and you are maybe knew this person way back from high school, or elementary school, high school, when you're going to college, university, starting out in the workforce. Or sometimes this can be 7 years ago, 14 years ago, 21 years ago. And he was maybe a wild one back then. And you're like, yeah, no, thank you. But you might be willing to give him a chance now, because he's matured now. And so, and you're more mature as well. And then we have, the God is saying, yeah, this could be a really good relationship. You could be really happy. Maybe you were friends, or you really enjoyed each other's company, but you could see, whoa, I don't think I'll be dating him. Heartbreaker, that type of energy. And so this is talking about this big, what is this? Banner. Sorry, I was going to call it a veil, but it's not a veil, it's a banner. Is your destiny. And this is you as a child of God. And this is the happiest card in the deck. So it is saying that this could be a very happy relationship. Now, when you were younger, maybe not so much. But now I feel like you're both mature enough to handle the energy. And so this is talking about the happiest card in the deck, and it's shining light on all the other cards. And so it's saying that this reading has a happy ending. And like going from foolish to foolhardy is this energy here. The sunflowers are turning with the sun and absorbing the warmth of the sun, and saying that the sun is shining the happiness and light and warmth and the truth on a situation. And so I feel like it's sitting right next to this energy, saying that, you both matured now. It would be okay. You would do good together. And look at this, you have become an Empress now. So you're not pre-Empress now. This could be saying that he considers you his Empress now. Maybe you were a wild child when you were back then as well. And he was saying, yeah, I don't think so as well. Maybe, it was that there was some sort of energy that way. So this is talking about being mature now and being a powerful manifester. And having, this is maternal energy. Sometimes this can represent pregnant with possibility. So this could be saying that maybe the King of Wands is ready to settle down now and have a family, and so are you. Maybe you're a fire sign as well, because, patiently waiting for that energy to mature. From the bottom to the top and back down again, we have the Page of Cups. Energy. So someone does have their eye on you. You're on this new foolhardy journey after being on a foolish journey. This is talking about the Knight of Swords. I feel this is talking about how you were when you were younger, and maybe how both of you were, kind of a wild child, impulsive. Like the fire signs also have a tendency to be impulsive that way. Going, not when they're younger, not thinking things through before they do them. And this energy is the sun is shining on this, though, on this relationship. And even if this is like a business relationship or something, or it's just a representation of moving into this energy of being able to, you might already be with someone, but it could be, if you are, this can be talking about you moving into like a new way of handling business and having a better lifestyle and enjoying your life more. It's like having a very happy, like Nine of Pentacles is multimillionaire energy. So it's not like you have a shortage of coin here. And it looks like you have some sort of commitment as well. You're ready for commitment. That's what this is saying here. So we have the King of Wands energy, adding passion to your life, and this energy of talking about not having to worry about the competition when it comes to dating or whatever. That's kind of, that energy is kind of past. And having peace of mind, knowing that this could be that you could work really well together. So like if this is a business partner or whatever, this could be an energy that could really make both of you some really good coin, and you would enjoy working with each other. So it could be both, one or the other, or both, but I feel like it's good energy. I like this reading. Thank you. This is a good reading. We do have the full moon energy. What is it today? The 30th. This will be out on the 31st. So yeah, we're coming towards, like, we're still in that full moon energy, and I noticed a real shift today. Yesterday it was like so intense, and Saturn had moved into the sign of Aries. It had retrograded and gone back in there with Neptune, and boy, that was an intense energy with the full moon energy as well. So I feel like it's lighter. Thank goodness, it's much better. This little hematite or hematite, however you want to say it, is doing a good job of transmuting negative energy. We went from foolish to foolhardy in a matter of what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. That's pretty good. So I'm going to clarify for those that want clarification, and I'm using the oracle cards. This is the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in my gallery, and that's on my website, talesfromthevector.com. Now, I will put them in the description box below in the order they appear here. If you want to check them out, you can. So we have Pisces energy here. This is talking about that energy I was just talking about, where Neptune and Aries were together yesterday and the day before that for about 2 or 3 days in the sign of, at the same time as the full moon. And it was like, boom, it's a lot of energy. And you could feel it. I mean, tonight I've noticed there's no sirens. The last couple nights it's been like siren after siren after siren. And the Pisces energy is talking about like Neptune moving out of the Pisces energy into the Aries energy, is talking about new ways of doing things and having to kind of tweak the way we do things now and do them in a new way. We have attachment, and this is a karmic space we can all easily fall into, and it's when what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine kind of energy. You know, if we get attached to an idea or even a lover or a certain type that, oh, this is who I date or whatever, or this is the only way that I like to do business, that type of energy, it can be, you know, when you start becoming attached to things, then you can fall into the other karmic spaces very easily. We have jealousy. Maybe back then you felt like you were jealous, or you had jealous siblings, or maybe that's just the way your family was, like duking it out a lot. You know, maybe that's the energy you grew up with is, you know, some families can be really, really competitive, but this could also be talking about energy just in general, attracting that competitive energy. You might be the type of person that just attracts that anyway because you do things well, like because you went from a foolish energy and grew up pretty quick here to be in a, we don't know how long this took you, but you managed to do it in one reading and, you know, and have a much better outcome at the top. You can see from the bottom to the top, it's a big change, and come out on top as an empress on top of it all. And so this is talking about maybe you attract jealousy, or you were feeling jealous back then and you wanted to have, you were attached to a certain way you thought things should be and you wanted to get there quicker. This is talking about having, like when it comes to the base chakra energy, that's about doing well in the, you know, the 3D. But having a good attitude is going to take you way further than being foolish. Absolutely. And then we have abuse of power. So this energy is sitting on this commitments, marriage, whatever. There could have been some sort of energy here of just not living up to, like maybe you're divorced or something now, not maybe living up to, you know, the what's needed to have a strong commitment in marriage, partnerships and that. But the thing here is that you learned from it. I feel that, and you may everybody has almost at some point in their life had abuse of power done to them, and also done it to others. Abuse of power, a lot of times when we get a little bit of power, we don't even realize. It's like the teenage girls, at the competition there, they're young and they've never had that kind of power before, where they made it on the team and they're all that, and they're strutting their stuff. And like at that age, adolescent girls can be pretty mean, and it's kind of like, wow, they can really take it too far sometimes. But it's kind of a learning curve. And then we have the transition here. So this is where you make a major transition and you decide, I'm coming out differently. I've learned I don't want to be impulsive and do things that I regret later and I'm not proud of. That's the energy I'm picking up. And then we have the Capricorn energy, being a responsible, mature person, like understanding that, there's that quite often there's possibilities in the challenges around you, and maybe not, and understanding that sometimes it takes time to mature enough to be able to handle that with responsibility instead. And here's that Saturn energy again, from like what I was saying, Saturn and Neptune coming together with that full moon on the 29th. That was intense energy. It was pretty like, ooh, but today it feels so much lighter to me. So I do hope it feels that way for you as well. A lot of people were feeling kind of like, you could see online, where like posting like really kind of negative, like the world sucks energy, that type of energy. And today I haven't really watched much online. It's been more positive energy though, definitely. The smoke cleared a lot from here, from the fires around us, and it came in again a bit, but it wasn't so bad. And so that can make a big difference as well. So, and maybe there was some sort of energy there of clearing the air, that type of energy, because that smoke is coming up. But in any case, I want to point out, when the horoscope signs come up in my readings, I'm not talking about individual people that I'm pointing out. I'm talking about the actual energy of the signs. So each and every one of the signs has its own strengths and weaknesses, and we can learn from all of them. And if you ever get your birth chart done, you'll realize you have them all in there somewhere. So why not learn from them? And you can also learn about other people and how better to communicate. And that's how you end up being in this position, where you're using your manifesting abilities in foolhardy ways rather than in foolish ways. And look we have the Chariot. So this is saying, yeah, you're well on your path again now. I'm just getting like this energy, like God's proud of you. You did really well. Like a lot of people could have continued on in this way, and you straightened yourself out. And it's saying that you're definitely on the Chariot. So the Chariot is like a tank. It runs over obstacles. It's like you've got God has your back here, recognizes you, and is congratulating you for staying or getting back on your path after getting a little diverted there. And this is talking about, the power of moving forward in a real strong way. The Chariot runs over obstacles, and there's no need for reins, because it's very much like an adult energy of this, where you're just on your path. And this is a very happy way of being, because you're not fighting with people, and that you're not trying to take anything from others. You understand that there's more than enough for everyone, and it's more like an abundant manifestation, and a much easier lifestyle than being in this heavy competition type of energy and being anxious, So I really like this reading a lot. I hope you have enjoyed it as well. And I thank you for your likes, comments, shares, subscribes. They're really empowering me to build my channel. And I will be back with another daily reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.